You know guys, before I start today's video, I do need to be very crystal clear with you guys. To start out the video, we're gonna be a little bit more, I don't know, introspective. It's definitely gonna be a different side to the Scatmaster Fooly channel and Persona and everything like that. And don't get it twisted, alright? Don't get it twisted. Very soon, in a couple of minutes, we're definitely gonna start popping off because some of the news and intel that I have personally received has been quite disheartening, to say the least, if it's true. Okay, this needs to be said. There is definitely no way I could possibly verify this, but we've heard the rumors that Activision does certain things on the back end, and when it comes to specific people or groups that they don't like, they go out of their way to make sure that Activision and Call of Duty are not being judged in a critical manner. And to anybody that does it excessively, I mean, honestly, it's kind of fucking scary. But guys, before I go any further, I'm gonna need you to do me a quick favor, alright? I'd like everybody to leave a like on today's video just because I'd like to test something out and it directly correlates to this video. Leave a like on the video, try to get it pushed out in the algorithm as much as you possibly could. Subscribe if you're new. We're on the way to 50,000 subscribers. We're getting super close to 45,000, but you know what to do down in the comments below. Hashtag Fooly50. And guys, without further ado, let's check out what's going on here, alright? Now, a few videos ago, I can't exactly pinpoint which video it was, and I'm also going to block out this person's name because just in case this is true, I don't want people and their associates or friends being targeted by Activision because that's pretty fucked up. But this guy on one of my recent videos comes out here and says, I have a friend that works at Activision and every now and then we talk about things and I talk about your channel. Everyone hates your guts, but I love your videos, bro. Good work for putting the truth out there. Keep doing good work, but I also found out that Activision and other Activision groups are paid to go out and spam YouTube's videos that is against anyone's videos who trash Call of Duty Activision.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
The message is pretty clear, and this is something that I have actually had verified to me through a few people that I'm not gonna expose here on a video, but it is true to an extent, at least from my knowledge, and you can take that with a grain of salt if you'd like, it doesn't really matter, but Activision, when they're not a fan of a specific person, let's just say they make it known, and there are a couple of people that are essentially on their blacklist, specifically content creators with a big enough following that it actually causes somewhat of a minor dent in their player count and popularity and overall standing with the community. And by no means am I trying to say that I've had some massive impact on Call of Duty, because let's be honest, a channel like mine, I mean, we're still a very small channel, around 45,000 subscribers. There's a couple of other content creators around my same sub range, and a few other content creators that have significantly more subscribers, people like Blame Truth or Narrow Cinema. I mean, even this bald fuck 8 Thoughts. Look, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, we're a very, very tiny, minute minority percentage of the entire Call of Duty player base. But sometimes when we have things to say, our videos sometimes will pop off and it'll get posted on the subreddit, or it'll get posted somewhere on Twitter, or somebody will have a reaction, somebody well known will see it, have a comment about it. And just being straight up, this is not like an ego thing, but you'd be pretty ignorant to not think that somebody over at Activision has at least the smallest inkling about the existence of people like Blame Truth, Narrow Cinema, even myself. And with this guy's comment, I really don't have a problem if they don't care about me, if they don't like me, if they fucking hate me. Look, the feeling's mutual, alright? I think most people at Activision, I'm willing to say like 90 to 95% of the employees over at Activision are a bunch of fucking soulless loser cucks, okay? Let's be straight up. You guys have Bill Cosby shrines, you guys take bitches titty milk. That's just weird shit, man. I'm not into it. I'm not interested in affiliating myself with that kind of work. I'll talk shit about you guys in videos happily, and yeah, I'll get paid to do it, but this is more of the introspective part of the video because when I look at my own channel, or even when I look at people like Blame Truth or Narrow Cinema specifically, because they're kind of like the main two rage baiters, I guess if you want to say that, in the Call of Duty YouTube space, I mean this with no disrespect because this goes as far as my channel as well. If you look into the trajectory of views across some of these content creators' channels, you can see there's definitely a pretty significant drop off, and honestly, I'm not saying this to bait anybody, I'm not saying this for sympathy points, but even with my own channel, I've noticed a severe drop off. Not that it's bad, and you could say this about most creators. There's people like myself, there's people like Blame Truth, 8 Thoughts, Narrow Cinema, even at times Exclusive Ace. The one content creator, actually, quick shout out to this person that I will exclude from this, is specifically because they have a pretty unique niche here on Call of Duty YouTube where they're critical of Call of Duty just like the rest of us, but he also revolves his content around, you know, some of the troubling aspects of other content creators. I'm talking about the Rick, and the Rick's channel is booming at a fucking phenomenal time, so shout out to the Rick, that's my guy. Wish him all the best of luck. He's about to hit 40,000, so go check his content out. His shit is a goddamn party too, by the way, but with the exception of him, most people's trajectory of views have gone down the drain, and yes, that could be explained very simply. It's because Call of Duty is no longer popular, and we talk about this all the goddamn time, but the Steam charts, the player counts, the interest levels, they decrease over time. This happens every single year. However, and this is the big thing to note, when Season 3 dropped and Verdansk came back, we made several videos and jokes about this. You know, every fanboy and gooch slicker was out here talking about, oh my god, Call of Duty's so back, we're so back.
Shut up, Mimsy!
And they seemingly thought the player counts reflected that, and we were legitimately back, right? Like, they seriously thought Call of Duty was back at a very, very good point. And people like myself, Narrow Cinema, Blame Truth, various other people, we were talking that shit. Okay, let's just be brutally honest. We were talking that shit for the last few weeks, and if I am to believe that person's comment on my video, it seems like Activision has gone out of their way to spam report my channel, other people's channels, get us shadow banned, and I've heard claims of that too, where my notifications aren't being sent out to people, or that if you search my name on YouTube, my videos will pop up sometimes, but not my actual channel, which is fucking weird. Either Activision has some very malicious intent in the back end of trying to shut down and censor content creators that are talking mad shit about Verdansk in a moment where the state and health of Call of Duty is in such a fragile spot. And with the news that we got out of Charlie Intel that I kind of put in my last video, I'll put it up again, but Activision has been unable to keep players engaged in Call of Duty this year, with Black Ops 6 post-launch seeing a decline in players. And as you can see, between March of the last couple of years, March 2025, which is Black Ops 6, has seen what a lot of people would assume is a standard drop-off, but that's not necessarily the case because Call of Duty HQ is on Game Pass, guys. This shit is free to play. Warzone is free to play. We had seasonal updates around the time of March, and yet there was still a heavy decline in the player base. So what I'm trying to say here is, it's one of two things. Either Call of Duty is so down bad to the point where, I mean, anybody that's having success in Call of Duty, I mean, you're just an anomaly because the interest for Call of Duty fucking blows ass. Or Activision is pulling strings in the background because clearly their game is not doing as hot as a lot of people think. And they've tried to make it seem like their game is doing incredibly well. I mean, I'm not going to forget any of those tweets by the Ghost of Cope talking about, oh, Activision said that this was so unexpected, the results were crazy, whatever the fuck he was saying. All of it is just Cope. All of these people coming out to defend Activision talking about, oh, the Steam numbers don't count. And yet, when you look into this report by Charlie Intel about the decline in the player count, all of a sudden, to nobody's surprise, the trend that you see is still representative of all of Call of Duty, no matter what platform you're talking about. And that's something that I've been talking about for fucking ages. However, this is the other part of that, is that, let's be honest, I've been quite excessive in talking mad shit about Call of Duty, and yeah, of course, there's gonna be viewers out there that get kind of tired and bored out of it. You know, there definitely is a strain in talking about the exact same thing over and over and over again, not only as a viewer, but as a content creator as well. When you have some of your biggest content creators, whether they're even critical of the game or not, seeing drop-offs in their trends about Call of Duty content, it tells you Call of Duty's on a decline, okay? If that comment is true, that people at Activision really have it out for some content creators, I mean, that's just utterly fucking disgusting. To try to blatantly censor people in my opinion, is not right, okay? I mean, there is a heavy example in my comment section of people talking mad shit, and I could easily delete their comments, alright? Some people say some foul ass shit, but I do not delete comments. YouTube sometimes will do it if you're putting yourself on a fucking watch list in my comment section, but I am completely anti-censorship. I don't think it's right, and for Activision to reportedly be doing the same thing to content creators that cover their game just because we're critical about them, I think that's just pussy bitchless behavior, alright? We've also seen an example of this already where Activision has sent me a copyright strike. Not a copyright claim, but an actual strike. And yes, it's the strike where, yeah, if you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel is completely fucking terminated. Why did they send me one? Because they thought I was leaking Black Ops 6 content before the launch of the game. Let me make it super clear. This game, Black Ops 6, sucks so much fucking cock. There is no chance in hell I had any interest in showing actual gameplay or showing actual physical photographs or screenshots of Black Ops 6 before it released. Why did they send this to me? Because I was talking mad shit about the game. Let's be completely honest. That's exactly what was happening. And just so you guys are aware, at my roots, I'm quite prideful. That copyright strike, it's still in effect, okay? Most copyright strikes, they'll last like 3 months, maybe 5 months, maybe a little bit longer depending on the severity of it. But this one is a lifetime strike that will stay there until I take copyright school, so I learn about copyright and not to do it.
Oh, hooray, yay! Ice cream!
I'm not fucking doing it. That strike is still active and it's almost been an entire fucking year. Yeah, Activision, you can eat my balls from the back. Sorry, it's not happening, alright? And look, I feel the need to emphasize this again. This phenomena that I'm talking about right now, it happens like every single year around the same time. As of recent years, it has been around March, which kind of coincides with Charlie Intel's report that the player base has dropped severely throughout March. However, guys, we're in May right now, and if you remember from the start of the video, Activision, the developers, and so many gooch-licking content creators and fanboys, all of these people were talking about how Season 3 was going to revive Call of Duty. And if that were the case, the interest levels would have peaked at an all-time high for the return of Verdansk around the time it launched. And while a lot of people saw a boost in viewership and interest, talking about Call of Duty in general no matter what the topic was, I personally feel like the drop-off has been a little bit more severe for people who are critical of Call of Duty. Obviously, when you look at a couple other channels like Exclusive Ace, or some of these other people like Ink Slasher, the drop-off in viewership and interest for them is probably explained by the fact that Call of Duty's not doing too hot right now, and that's just a default given. But good God, to the people that are critical of Call of Duty, I mean, I hear similar shit like this all the goddamn time, that Activision knows who I am, they don't like me, they don't like Blame Truth, they have us on a blacklist, blah blah blah. We get it, right? But once that turns into going out of your way to try to censor me specifically, or send me emails, or what they did to Blame Truth, or reach out for quote-unquote partnerships with Narrow Cinema, something just doesn't sit well with me in there. I mean, it seems pretty sinister. When you really peel the layers back and you look into it, why would Activision show this much interest in you as an individual, or even a small subset of the portion of the Call of Duty community that is critical of COD? Why would they even bother going out of their way to interact with us in whatever way they possibly could, when they have a whole ass franchise and a wall of gooch lickers and fanboys to defend them from us? And yes, we can go ahead and say Call of Duty is just completely dead and that explains everything. And look, if we go that route, that's not really a positive thing to say anyways. I mean, it's either Call of Duty is dead or Activision are being a bunch of fucking scumbags in the background. I mean, pick your poison, whichever one you want, alright? But the fact that I'm receiving comments like this or DMs that are similar to this, it is a little bit concerning. Is Activision trying to kill the Scat Master? They might be. At the end of the day, if my channel is going down, I really don't care. I'm still uploading. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care if I'm getting 100 views or 100,000 views. The Scat Master's not going anywhere. But when it comes to popularity and interest rates, yeah, that has kind of tanked a little bit. And again, it's to be expected around this time for Call of Duty. But there's a few red flags in here, guys. All right, Activision is not the innocent franchised company that a lot of people are making them out to be. These guys are so fucking corrupt. they have so many scandals and controversies that a lot of people don't even know about. So would I really put it past them that maybe they have some kind of grudge towards the Scatmaster and other content creators that are critical of them? Honestly, I think there's some truth and validity in here. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. Do you guys think some of these rumors and comments are true? And what are your thoughts on the state of Call of Duty and its decline right now? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.